Today we're going to look at a technique called Shikko Waza. And that is a knee-to-knee turning that was used for handling different types of tactical situations that samurai could find themselves in. It's a very interesting, very efficient way of moving, turning, and dealing with situations on the ground. So Jeff is going to demonstrate Shikko Waza by turning to his left. He's going to rotate a pivot on the top of his right tibia bone and his left big toe. The top of the foot slides along the ground. As he comes back down, just turns the toe over, pivots right on that tibia bone again. You're not actually on your knee, you're actually at the very top of the tibia bone. So let's see that again. It's like a string pulls his head straight up as he rotates. The big toe stays in one place for this exercise, as does the big toe on the left foot, as does the right knee. Let's see him come back down and open to the right. That means left tibia, right big toe. Back down again. Notice how smooth and how little weight shift there is here. Again, to the right. Back down again. We don't turn our toes under. If you turn your toes under, you're not going to be able to do this particular technique properly. So let's take a look at that from the back. So as Jeff opens to the right, okay, he's going to pivot. See, the big toe stays in place. As he comes back down, the foot just turns over. Again, as he does it, notice that the top of the tibia on the left is the point of balance. So the body's balanced over the left tibia bone here, straight up through the hip joint, shoulder joint, ear. Back down again. Your weight shifts. You pivot as you rise up. And then back down. So if he's pivoting to his left, it becomes the right top of tibia, left toe. Back down again. One more time on that side. So you need to practice this so you get very smooth and spontaneous with it. You basically just come off the ground with it. Let's see Jeff come back down smooth, turn once to the right, once to the left. So now we're going to take that movement, and Jeff is going to turn 360 degrees. So he's going to his left, so he pivots on the right top of tibia, left toe, continues the rotation, brings his foot back in, and then comes around. So let's take a look at that to the right. Pivot on the top of the tibia, big toe. As he turns, he brings his right leg back to his knee, continues to rotate. Once more to the left. Opening. Continue the pivot on the right knee. Bring the left leg in. Now the left leg becomes the pivot point. To the right slowly. Open. You're on the top of the tibia on the left knee. As you turn, place the right knee down, and that then becomes the pivot point. It's important as you turn to bring the leg that opened up back to your knee. You need to keep everything as close to the center of your pivot as you can. So let's take one more look at that to the left. Open to the left, turn. As that leg lays, you pull it back in. turning again. As you lay the leg down, you're basically laying it down on the anterior tibialis, so you're going to hear this a lot. That's the muscle on the anterior outside of your tibia bone. So as Jeff comes up to the right, he turns in the middle, stops for the moment. See how he brings that right leg back to his knee. And the weight shift now is to the top of the tibia on the right leg. As he continues to pivot, that becomes the point of balance. Let's have him do that from the back. So turning to his right. So bring the right leg into the knee, shifting from one leg to the other. He'll turn to the left. Bring the left leg in, shifting the weight back down. Now we're going to take a look at how that technique would have been used by the samurai. This is called taski. And it's a tying back of sleeves to get them out of the way. Supposedly on the way to Ganryu Island, Miyamoto Musashi made a taski by pleating paper together before he fought Sasaki Kojiro. So Shikawaza is very important. Learning how to handle situations from Seiza was essential for the samurai, as it was a primary seated position for them. So make sure that you spend the time to practice and get it right.